Hey guys, Carell Cooper here with On the Black, and I'm joined by David Daniels of daviddaniels.com. What's going on, Dave?
Oh, not much. Just sitting here Sunday morning chatting with you. Hopefully, not chatting about the Mets, but we'll have plenty of chances to do
True,
that.
true, true. Now, I've had you on a few times, but for those that are just getting to know you for the first time, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your site?
I'm David Daniels. I actually blog under my name, daviddaniels.com. Actually, this is my 10th year of having the site up, so I've been doing it for a while. And the two topics that we focus on is technology changes and social media changes. So the site I've really been using as a tool to learn about blogging, to learn about social media. So that's the reason why I have it up, and I use it as a forum to take questions about social media and tech issues. So if anyone wants to come to the site, it's daviddaniels.com. You can leave me a question about social media tech, and I'll try and answer it as best I can.
There you go. And speaking of social media and tech, with the baseball season about to start, I want to talk about the MLB AtBat app. I use it. I know you definitely use it, and wanted to ask you a few questions about the app. The first one last year, how did you like it? What were your thoughts on using it throughout the season last year?
Last year, this is like the third year in a row now that I've used it, and I think this is probably one of the most used apps that I have on my phone, especially when you can listen to every game. That's probably the biggest feature that I use it for. When you go into the office, you need something to tap into the game, especially the day games. This is the best app to do it. Last year, we talked about, I was really hyped up on the Twitter functionality in the app. This year they pulled it out. So I guess it wasn't that popular, but that's the biggest feature that I use it for. Um,
Gotcha,
I
gotcha.
know I know there was a couple of things. The biggest thing they added, I noted this, was that they now have push functionality. I
Okay.
think this is the first year they've done that, which means that when the game starts, you would get an alert as to your favorite team is starting their game. I'm not sure how how much time they give you as to the alert. Maybe it's 15 minutes before the game, but that's probably the newest feature that I found in there.
Right, right. Now, in order to take advantage of some of these alerts, you do not only have to download the app, obviously, but I believe you have to sign up for an MLB.com account too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
they actually changed that this year. There's two subscriptions. You can buy it by the month, which is $2.99,
Mm-hmm.
and you can buy it for the full year, which is $14.99.
Okay.
So I believe the $2.99 is per month, and it goes all the way up until I think November. So at that point, you probably spent about $25. So it's definitely better to buy the full subscription, as early as possible.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, also, too, quick question for you. If I buy it on my phone, right, does my subscription then carry over to like my tablet device as well?
It does.
Okay.
Just the Major League at Bat app carries over. If you want to watch it on your iPad, which is
Yeah.
better,
Yeah.
I think that's an additional $24.99 a month.
Okay. Okay.
But but yeah, I think that's one subscription for all your devices.
Gotcha, gotcha. And if you pay for that subscription, you don't have this kind of in market, out of market thing anymore, right? I mean, I remember the first year, you couldn't watch games in market for some reason if you were in that market.
Is it? I think there's still blackout
There is.
restrictions.
Okay, okay, all
Um,
right.
don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I saw that they still have the blackout restrictions. So even though I was watching some games during spring training, some of them weren't available. I think the blackout restrictions still apply,
Okay,
but
okay.
don't quote me on it. We could
Yeah,
look at that.
we can always look at that. Yeah, because I mean that's
It
like
is a
for
big selling point, though, because
yeah.
that would be huge if you could watch all your home games, and people would cancel their SNY subscription real quick.
Well, maybe
So,
maybe that's why they don't do it that way.
yeah, that's probably why.
They would definitely in our market. They would definitely hear from SNY and from the Yes Network
That's true.
on that. So, but I mean, it does seem like there's some cool things added to the app this year, which is pretty good. Anything else additional related to the app? I mean, I like the fact that you could do things like, you could buy, you could link to, if you want to buy tickets from MLB.com, you can do that right from your phone. So that's more of a convenience thing than anything else. I love and these aren't new things, but I love like the layout of like the scoreboard where you just have that one screen and you can scroll all the way down. And if you want to see the specific stats for that particular game,
Right.
the box score, to me, it's very easy to look, as opposed to like, looking at like ESPN.com or CBS Sportsline. It's much easier for me to kind of just scroll and get an idea of what the scores are for all the games on the AtBat app. Those are just some things that I noticed that I like.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stats in there. I think they made it easier to read for the average person. So it's not the sabermetrics guy that's it's only good for. I think it really was designed so the average person can find the information pretty quickly.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
that's a pretty interesting feature of the app.
Yeah, definitely. Now, are there any other baseball apps out there that you use, or is this it for you?
Well, this one is pretty much the only one. I know last year I mentioned Fangraphs. I really didn't get into that much over the past year. I have been looking at this app called 24/7 New York Mets.
24/7.
It's and I usually, when I do app reviews, I look for the free apps, and this one happens to be free. It's really just a simple, basic app that has the RSS feeds for some of the Mets bloggers. Like I noticed the Mets Police is very popular in there, so it might be something for On the Black to get into.
Yeah, I might have to reach out to them then.
Check out that one. But another thing that they had before the MLB AtBat app was the push notifications, and you can set it specifically for an hour before the game starts. So every Met game, it lets me know that the game's going to be starting in an hour or
Gotcha.
15 minutes.
Gotcha.
So and it's a very simple, very light app. So it's kind of like, it starts up really quick. It doesn't take up too much memory on your phone, and it just kind of runs in the background. And it really does. It's two functions. Two functions is to give you the news about all the local bloggers, or from the local bloggers, and it gives you the push notifications. So that might be something for people to check out if they're not going to listen to the game on their phone and they just want a simple, basic app that's free. This might be something they look at.
Gotcha. I'm definitely, I jotted that down. I'm definitely going to look at that. One app that I know I use, especially during the off season, during the hot stove season, which I love, is the MLB Trade Rumors app. I love that one simply because of the push notifications, and those guys, will give you all the rumors on all the teams, everything that's going on, signings, injuries, everything. And I would just enjoy being in the office and just getting, a push notification, a text, about Mike Pelfrey or about Johan Santana or about Jose Reyes leaving, so that the MLB Trade Rumors app is another one that I use.
I was going to ask you how you keep up with all the Mets injuries. I guess that's how you do it.
Yeah, there it is. That's how I do it. I mean, especially during the day, the push notifications is invaluable,
Yeah.
So you don't have to actually go anywhere. The news comes to you. And
Right.
so that's, I would encourage anyone out there that's a blogger or into anything like that, as your site starts to grow, always think of push notifications with respect to mobile.
Self-time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hey, Dave, I want to thank you for joining me today. Looking forward to the start of the season, even though I don't think it's going to be all that great of a season for our Mets. But hopefully I'll run into you out at Citi Field at some point this year.
Okay, and I'll just leave it here. Maybe I'll dedicate myself to it. I'll definitely have a posting on the Mets Report soon. I'm sure Dave Doyle's going to be watching, and I'll let everyone know where I think the Mets are going to be, which cool. I think we already know. But all right.
Yep. All right, Dave. Thanks.
Thank you, Carol. Take it easy.
Bye bye.